in this video we are going to discuss about magnetic field intensity and Biot-Savart law. On completion of this magnetic field intensity, students will be able to apply this principle of magnetostatics for the solution of problems which relates to magnetic field, magnetic potential, boundary conditions and magnetic energy density. So here in magnetic field intensity, the quantity measure of the strongness or weakness of this magnetic field we can given as magnetic field intensity, or we can say it as magnetic field strength. So this magnetic field strength is mainly we are determining based on the quantity measure of the strength and weakness of the magnetic field. So this magnetic field at any point we can write it as that is force experienced by this unit north pole of 1 Weber strength which is placed at that point. So this magnetic lines of force we can measure in Weber, while this magnetic field intensity is measured in newtons per Weber. So this we can denote it as H vector, and this is also a vector quantity. This is similar to the electric field intensity, that is E vector in the electrostatics. So magnetic flux density, that is total magnetic lines of force, that is magnetic flux which is crossing along a unit area in a plane that can be at a right angles, that is direction will be right angles to this flux. So we call that as magnetic flux density, and we are denoting that equation as B vector, which is vector quantity. So here we are measuring in Weber per square meter. Also we can use the Tesla. So this is also similar to the electric flux density, that is D vector in the electrostatics. And the relationship between this B vector and H vector, that is magnetic field intensity and magnetic flux density. So in electrostatics, this E vector and D vector we are relating to each other, so through the permittivity, that is epsilon. Here in magnetostatics, this magnetic field and magnetic flux density we are relating to each other through this property. So here this current carrying conductor is placed, so we are calling that as permeability and denoting as mu. So that is the ability in which this current which is flowing along the conductor, that is forcing this magnetic flux through this region. So for a free space we can write the permittivity value as mu naught, and the value is 4 pi into 10 power minus 7, and we can measure it in farad per meter. This permittivity value we are writing in henries per meter. For any other region means then relative permittivity we are specifying as mu r, and mu is equal to mu naught into mu r. So the relationship we can write it as B vector is equal to mu into H vector, that is mu into mu naught into mu r into H vector. So for free space we can denote it as B vector is equal to mu naught into H vector. In the case of non-magnetic media means then mu r is equal to 1. So for magnetic material means this mu r value is greater than the unity. And next one is Biot-Savart law. So here we are considering a conductor which is carrying a direct current and a steady magnetic field. So this Biot-Savart law allows to obtain the differential magnetic field intensity which is present at this point, which is directly proportional to the current and the differential element dl. And also this is directly proportional to the sine of the angle between the element and the line joining point, and also inversely proportional to the square of the distance r between this point P and the element. So look at the diagram. Here we are considering the differential length, that is dl. So here hence we are using the differential element, we can say this is ideal. So this is very small element of this current carrying conductor. So this point P at this distance r from the differential element, and also the theta is the distance between the differential element and the line joining part. So we are saying this Biot-Savart law is directly proportional to the product of the element and differential length dl. Then it is directly proportional to the sine of the angle between the element and the line joining point P to this element, and also it is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the point. So we are representing as dh vector is directly proportional to ideal into sine theta divided by r square. So to remove the proportionality we are using k So dH vector is equal to k into ideal into sin theta divided by r square, where we are saying this k as constant of proportionality. The value of this k is k 1 by 2 pi. So we can apply that equation here. So here dl value represents the magnitude of vector length, that is dl vector, and ar vector is nothing but the unit vector which is in the direction from the differential current element to the point P. So while you are applying the cross product, here dl vector cross ar vector is equal to mod dl mod ar sin theta. So we know the magnitude of this unit vector is unity. So we are writing as dl into sin theta. So from this we can write the equation as dH vector is equal to ideal vector into ar vector divided by 4 pi r square. So from this we can apply the formula, that is ar vector is equal to r vector by mod r vector in the above equation. So finally we will be getting dH vector is equal to ideal vector into r vector divided by 4 pi r cube. So according to this direction of cross product, this direction of dH vector is normal to the plane, that we are taking the two vectors in the direction of normal, so which is along this right handed rule, which we are turning from dl vector through this smaller angle. So this direction of dH vector is normal to this plane of paper. So for this case we are using the right handed rule, that is the direction of dH vector is going into the plane of paper. So based on this right hand rule, the direction is determined here. So the entire conductor we are making up of differential element. For obtaining this magnetic field intensity, we are taking the integral. So that we will be taking the H vector is equal to closed integral of ideal vector cross ar vector divided by 4 pi r square. Here this closed path we are requiring for ensuring all the current elements which we are considered here. So this is because only the current can flow only in the closed path. So if the current is considered at the point 1 and the point 2 if you are considering a P, means we will be using the equation, that is dH2 is equal to I1 dL1 into AR12 divided by 4 pi R12 square. So here we will be writing the form, that is I1 is the current which is flowing through the dl at point 1, and dl vector is nothing but the differential vector length at the point 1, and AR12 is the unit vector in the direction from element at point P1. So we are writing this equation as H2 is equal to integral of I1 dL1 into AR12 divided by 4 pi R12 square, and the unit is ampere per meter. So this integral we will be calling as Biot-Savart law. And the quiz questions on the magnetic field intensity is: what is the SI unit of magnetic field intensity? That is Tesla. Magnetic field is a scalar or vector quantity. It is a vector. The magnetic flux intensity is directly proportional to the magnetic field intensity. State true or false. It's true. Thank you.